Jake had been driving for 6 months when his wife stopped answering the phone. Not all at once. First, she'd miss a call, then 2. Then she'd text back hours later with, "Sorry, busy." The space between them grew with every mile he drove. He told himself it was normal. Long haul does that to marriages. Everyone said so. But Jake knew better. He felt it in his gut. The marriage was dying, maybe already dead. He was 3 days into a Denver to Portland run when the CB crackled to life. "Breaker 19, anyone out there?" The voice was thin, distant, like it traveled through water. Jake picked up the handset. "Yeah, I'm here, go ahead." Silence, then breathing, slow and wet. "You Jake?" His hand went cold. "Who's asking?" "You left her alone too long, Jake. She got lonely." He dropped the handset like it burned him. His heart hammered against his ribs. He reached for it again, hands shaking. "Who the hell is this?" Static. Then nothing. Jake checked the CB channel 19, same as always. He switched channels, checked the squelch. Everything looked normal, but his hands wouldn't stop shaking. He told himself it was a prank. Someone hacked the frequency, heard his company name on the trailer, looked him up somehow. It happened. Weirdos did that kind of thing. But the voice had said his name. "You left her alone too long." Jake grabbed his phone, called his wife, straight to voicemail. He tried again, same thing. He texted her, "Call me, now." No response. The highway stretched ahead, empty, dark. His headlights carved a tunnel through the black. On both sides, nothing but trees, miles and miles of them. The CB crackled again. "She's not picking up, is she?" Jake's blood turned to ice. He snatched the handset. "What did you do?" Laughter. Soft. Almost sad. "I didn't do anything, Jake." "You did. You left. You're always leaving." "Where is she?" "Same place she always is, waiting for you. But you're never there." Jake's chest tightened. His throat closed up. He couldn't breathe right. "If you hurt her..." "I'm not the one hurting her, Jake." The line went dead. He tried calling again. Voicemail. He called his neighbor, no answer. He called his wife's sister. It rang 4 times before she picked up. "Jake, it's 2 a.m. Is Sarah okay? Have you heard from her?" "What?" "Yeah, I saw her yesterday. She's fine. What's going on?" "Can you check on her, right now?" "Jake, it's the middle of the night. Please," she sighed. "Fine, I'll drive over, but you're scaring me. Just check, please." He waited. 20 minutes felt like 20 hours. His sister-in-law called back. "She's fine, Jake. Sound asleep. I used the spare key. She didn't even wake up." Relief flooded through him. Then shame. "I'm sorry. You need to talk to someone. This job is getting to you." She hung up. Jake sat there, hands still shaking. He felt like an idiot, a paranoid fool. But the voice had known his name, had known about Sarah. The CB stayed quiet for the next 100 miles. Jake tried to sleep at a rest stop outside Boise, but every time he closed his eyes, he heard that voice. "You're always leaving." He gave up at dawn, got back on the road, drank gas station coffee until his hands steadied. Around noon, the CB crackled again. "You think I'm gone, Jake?" He didn't pick up the handset, just stared at it. "I'm not gone. I'm with you. I've always been with you." Jake ripped the CB out of the dash. Wires sparked. The whole unit went dead. He threw it in the back of the sleeper cab. Silence. He drove for another hour. No more voices, no more static, just the road. Then his phone rang. Unknown number. He almost didn't answer, but something made him. Some sick curiosity. "Hello?" Breathing, wet and slow. "You can't run from yourself, Jake." He hung up, threw the phone on the passenger seat. His chest hurt, his head pounded. He pulled over on the shoulder, hands gripping the wheel so hard his knuckles turned white. He wasn't crazy. He knew he wasn't. But the voice was right. He was always leaving. Every time Sarah needed him, he was gone. Every birthday, every anniversary, every time she cried and asked him to stay just one more day, he chose the road. Every single time. The phone rang again. He stared at it. Let it ring. It stopped. Then started again. Over and over. Finally, he picked it up. "What do you want?" "I want you to see what you've done." The line went dead. Jake sat there for a long time. Then he turned the truck around, called dispatch, told them he was done, taking the rig back, quitting. They argued. He hung up. He drove back toward Denver, back towards Sarah. It took 2 days. He barely slept, barely ate, just drove. When he finally pulled up to his house, it was dark. No lights on. Sarah's car was gone. He used his key, walked inside. The house was empty. Not just empty of people, empty of everything. Furniture gone. Pictures gone. Even the curtains. On the kitchen counter, a note. "I'm done waiting, Jake. Don't call. Don't come looking. I'm finally leaving too." He stood there for a long time. The house silent around him. No voices, no static. Just him. And for the first time in 6 months, Jake felt completely alone. That's when he heard it. Soft, almost a whisper, coming from the empty living room. "You see now, Jake?" He turned. Nothing there. Just shadows. But he knew. He'd always known. The voice wasn't coming from outside. It had never been. It was coming from the space inside him, the empty space he'd been filling with miles and diesel and distance. And now, it was all he had left. Dean had been driving rigs for 32 years. He knew every truck stop between Tucson and Seattle. He knew which way stations to avoid, which dispatchers would lie about load times, which roads turned to ice first when winter came. But he didn't know the man sitting in his passenger seat. It started 3 weeks ago. Dean was hauling refrigerated goods up through Nevada, middle of nowhere, 2 a.m. His headlights caught something on the shoulder. A man. Thumb out, wearing a suit. Dean never picked up hitchhikers. Never. Not once in 32 years. But his hand moved on its own. Hit the brakes. Pulled over. The man climbed in without a word. "Where you headed?" Dean asked. The man smiled. "Same place you are." His voice was wrong. Too smooth. Like oil on water. Dean drove, didn't ask questions. The man didn't talk, just sat there, staring straight ahead, hands folded in his lap. After an hour, Dean looked over. The seat was empty. Dean pulled over, checked the cab, the sleeper. The man was gone, door still locked from the inside. Dean told himself he fell asleep. Dreamed it. He'd been pushing too hard, skipping rest stops, taking pills to stay awake. That had to be it. But 3 nights later, the man was back. Dean was westbound on the I-80, somewhere past Elko. He glanced at the passenger seat. The man in the suit was sitting there. Dean swerved, almost hit the guardrail. He straightened out, heart pounding. "Jesus Christ, how did you picked me up, Dean." "I didn't stop. You always stop." Dean's hands were shaking. "Get out. We're going 70 miles an hour." "I don't care. Get out." The man smiled. "You don't mean that." Dean pulled over, slammed the brakes. "Get out." The man didn't move, just kept smiling. Dean reached across, tried to grab him. His hand passed through empty air. The man flickered, like a bad TV signal, then solidified again. "What are you?" Dean whispered. "I'm the passenger, Dean. I've always been the passenger." Dean stumbled out of the cab, stood on the shoulder, breathing hard. He walked around the truck, checked the passenger door, locked. He climbed back in. The seat was empty. Dean didn't sleep that night. or the next. He drove straight through, delivered his load in Sacramento, took another job immediately, anything to keep moving. But the man came back, every few nights, always in the passenger seat, always wearing the same suit, always smiling that oil-on-water smile. Dean stopped talking to him, stopped looking at him, just drove, pretended he wasn't there. But the man talked anyway. "You're tired, Dean." Dean stared at the road. "You've been tired for a long time." "Shut up." "How long since you slept? Really slept?" Dean's eyes burned, his head ached. The white lines on the road blurred together. "I sleep fine." "No, you don't. You haven't slept since she died." Dean's hands tightened on the wheel. "Don't." "Your daughter, Emma, she was 19. Stop. Car accident, drunk driver, you weren't there." I said stop. "You were on the road. You're always on the road." Dean pulled over, grabbed the man by the collar. Felt fabric this time, real fabric. "You don't get to talk about her." The man didn't stop smiling. "Someone has to, Dean. You won't." Dean let go, slumped back in his seat, his chest hurt, his throat closed up. "I think about her every day." "No, you don't. You drive so you don't think about her." Dean's vision blurred, not from tiredness, from tears. "I couldn't save her." "No, you couldn't. I should have been there." "But you weren't." Dean wiped his eyes. "What do you want from me?" The man tilted his head. "I want you to stop." "Stop what?" "Driving, running. You've been running for 3 years, Dean. Ever since the funeral." Dean's hands shook. "I don't know how to stop." "Yes, you do." Dean looked at the man, really looked. For the first time, he saw the face clearly, the features, the eyes. It was his own face. Older, tired, hollow. "What are you?" Dean whispered again. "I'm what's left of you, Dean. The part you left behind when Emma died. The part that couldn't keep driving." Dean's breath came in short gasps. "I'm not crazy." "I know." "Then why can't anyone else see you?" "Because I'm not for anyone else. I'm just for you." Dean sat there, the engine idling, the night pressing against the windows. "I can't stop," he said quietly. "If I stop, I have to go home. If I go home, I have to see her room, her things. I have to remember." "You remember anyway, Dean. Every mile, every truck stop, every empty passenger seat." Dean closed his eyes. "She used to ride with me when she was little, before school started, summer trips. She'd sit right there, right where you are." "I know." She loved it, loved the road, loved the truck stops, the diners. She said she wanted to be a driver too when she grew up. "I know." Dean opened his eyes, looked at the man, at himself. "I failed her." "Yes." "I can't fix it." "No." "So what do I do?" The man leaned forward. "You stop running, Dean. You go home. You grieve. You let her go." "I can't." "You can. You just don't want to." Dean sat there for a long time. The cab felt smaller, tighter, like it was crushing him. Finally, he spoke. "If I stop, will you leave?" The man smiled, sad this time. "I'll leave when you don't need me anymore." Dean started the engine, put the truck in gear. But this time, he didn't head west. He turned east, toward home, toward the house he hadn't seen in 3 years. The man stayed in the passenger seat, quiet, watching the road. After an hour, Dean glanced over. The seat was empty, but Dean kept driving, east, toward the thing he'd been running from. And for the first time in 3 years, he felt like he might actually make it home. Marcus had a rule: never stop at the Coldwater Way station after midnight. Every trucker who ran the northern routes knew about Coldwater. It sat on Highway 97 between the Canadian border and nowhere. Montana on one side, wilderness on the other. During the day, it was normal. Board inspectors, coffee that tasted like dirt, the usual delays. But at night, cold water changed. Marcus learned this 12 years ago, back when he was new, back when he didn't know the rules yet. He'd pulled in around 1 in the morning. Winter, snow coming down heavy. His rig was the only one there. The scale house was dark except for one window, flickering yellow light, like a candle. Marcus set his brakes, grabbed his paperwork, climbed out into the cold. The snow crunched under his boots. Too loud, like the whole world was holding its breath. He walked to the scale house door, knocked. Nothing. He knocked again. Hello? DOT inspection? The door swung open on its own. Inside, the room was empty. No desk, no inspector, just a metal folding chair in the center, and a scale, the old kind, the kind that weighs people. On the chair sat a clipboard, a pen attached with string. Marcus picked it up, one sheet of paper, a single question written at the top. How much do you carry? Below it, a blank line. Marcus frowned, flipped the paper over. Nothing on the back. He looked around the empty room. Hello? No answer. He set the clipboard down, walked back outside. His truck sat on the platform scale, numbers flickering on the display. But they weren't showing his truck's weight. They showed a number that kept climbing. 78,000 pounds, 79,000, 80,000. Marcus's truck weighed 72,000 loaded. He knew that. He'd scaled it that morning. But the numbers kept rising. 85,000, 90,000, 100,000. He ran to the cab, tried to start the engine. It wouldn't turn over. The display inside showed his fuel gauge dropping, fast, like something was draining it. Marcus climbed out. The scale numbers were still climbing. 150,000, 200,000. He grabbed the paperwork from the cab, ran back to the scale house. The door was closed now. He yanked it open. The chair was gone. The scale was gone. Just an empty room with concrete floors, and one door in the back. He hadn't seen it before. It was open now, darkness beyond it. Marcus stepped through. The room on the other side was long, narrow, rows of metal shelves on both sides, stretching back into shadow. On the shelves were boxes, dozens of them, hundreds, all different sizes. Each one had a name written on it in marker. Marcus walked down the aisle, reading names. He didn't recognize any of them. Then he saw his own. Marcus Cole. The box was small, shoebox size, sealed with tape. His hands shook as he picked it up. It was heavy, too heavy for its size. He tore the tape, opened it. Inside was a photograph. Him and his son, 10 years ago, before the divorce, before his ex took the boy and moved to Florida, before Marcus stopped getting invited to birthdays. Under the photo was a toy car, red, a little matchbox truck, his son's favorite. Marcus remembered giving it to him, remembered his son's face lighting up, remembered promising to take him on a real truck ride someday. He never did. There was a note at the bottom of the box, his own handwriting. I'll make it up to him, I promise. Next week, next month, soon. But he never did. Marcus set the box down. His chest felt tight. His throat burned. He kept walking down the aisle. More boxes, more names. He recognized some now. Other truckers, guys he knew, guys who disappeared over the years. One box belonged to a driver named Tommy. Went missing 5 years ago. Last seen heading north on 97. Marcus opened it. Inside was a wedding ring, a picture of Tommy and a woman, and a letter. Never sent. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. The road takes everything. I have nothing left to give you. Marcus closed the box. He kept walking. The shelves went on forever. Thousands of boxes. Thousands of names, drivers who'd stopped at Coldwater, drivers who'd carried too much weight. At the end of the aisle was another door. Marcus pushed it open. He was back in his truck, sitting in the driver's seat, engine running. The scale house behind him. The display on the platform showed his weight. 72,000 pounds. Normal. Marcus looked at the passenger seat. The shoebox sat there, still open, the photo staring up at him. He grabbed his phone, called his ex. It was 3 a.m. She answered on the 5th ring. "Marcus? What's wrong? Is he okay? Is our boy okay?" "What? Yes, he's fine. He's asleep." "Marcus, are you drunk?" "No, I need to talk to him. Can I talk to him?" "It's 3 a.m. "I know, I'm sorry. I just need to hear his voice." Silence, then a sigh. "Hold on." He heard rustling, footsteps, a door opening. "Dad?" Marcus's throat closed. "Hey, buddy. What's wrong? Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm okay. I just wanted to call. Wanted to say I'm sorry." "Sorry for what?" "For not being there. For always being on the road. For missing your birthday last year and the year before." His son was quiet for a moment. "It's okay, Dad. I know you're working." "It's not okay. I should have been there. I should have chosen you." "Dad, you're scaring me." Marcus wiped his eyes. "I'm coming to visit. Soon. Real soon. I promise." "You always say that." "I know, but this time I mean it. I'm getting off the road. I'm coming home." Another silence. Then his son's voice. Small, hopeful. "Really?" "Really." "Okay, I'd like that." Marcus smiled. "Me too, buddy. Me too." They talked for a few more minutes. Nothing important. Just small talk. But Marcus memorized every word, every sound. When he hung up, he looked at the scale house one more time. The window was dark now. No flickering light, no door. Just an abandoned building. But Marcus knew. He knew what it was. What it weighed. Not his truck. Not his load. It weighed the things he carried inside. The guilt. The regret. The promises he'd broken. The people he'd left behind. Every trucker carried weight. Some carried more than others. And if you carried too much for too long, eventually you'd have to stop. Eventually Coldwater would make you weigh it. Marcus put the truck in gear, but he didn't head north. Didn't take the next load. He turned around, headed south, toward Florida, toward his son. He'd carried enough weight for one lifetime. It was time to put it down. As he drove away, he glanced in his mirror. The scale house was gone, just empty highway behind him. But on the passenger seat, the shoebox remained. A reminder, a promise. This time he wouldn't break it. This time he'd make it home. Ray had been solo for 8 years. No partner, no team driving, just him and the road. He liked it that way. Didn't have to talk, didn't have to pretend. After his brother died, Ray stopped being good at people. Michael had been his co-driver, best friend since childhood. They'd gotten their CDLs together, bought their first rig together, split everything 50-50. Then Michael fell asleep at the wheel outside Amarillo. Ray survived. Michael didn't. Ray still drove the same rig, still ran the same routes. But now the passenger seat stayed empty, until the night he saw the convoy. It was late October. Ray was hauling electronics through Nebraska. The I-80 at 3 a.m. No traffic, no lights, just endless dark prairie on both sides. Then he saw headlights behind him, a lot of them. Ray checked his mirrors. 5 trucks, maybe 6, all running close together. Too close. Bumper to bumper like they were linked. Ray frowned. That wasn't safe. Wasn't legal either. The trucks got closer. Ray could see them clearly now. Old rigs, 70s models, Peterbilts, Kenworth, the kind you saw in museums. All of them the same faded red color. The lead truck pulled alongside Ray, matching his speed exactly. Ray glanced over. The driver waved, big smile, thumbs up. Ray nodded back, watched the truck pull ahead. The others followed, one by one, 6 trucks total, all identical, all that same rust-red color. They passed him and kept going, moving fast, maybe 80, maybe more. Ray watched them disappear into the dark, shook his head. Some kind of show convoy, maybe. Vintage truck enthusiasts. He forgot about them. 20 miles later, they were back. Same trucks, same formation, coming up behind him again. Ray frowned. That didn't make sense. They'd passed him going way faster. They should be long gone by now. But there they were, 6 red trucks, bumper to bumper, getting closer. The lead truck pulled alongside again. Same driver, same wave, same smile. Only this time Ray noticed something. The driver's smile was too wide, too many teeth, and his eyes were black, completely black. Ray hit the gas, pulled ahead, his heart pounding. The trucks matched his speed, stayed right beside him. The driver kept waving, kept smiling. Ray grabbed his CB. Breaker 19? Anyone else seeing this convoy? Static. Then a voice, crackling, distant. You can see them? Ray's hands tightened on the wheel. Yeah, I see them. 6 red trucks, vintage models. What are they? Silence. Then the voice came back, quieter now. Don't let them pass you again. What? Why not? Just don't. Trust me. The line went dead. Ray looked in his mirror. The other 5 trucks were right behind him, so close he couldn't see their headlights, just dark shapes filling his mirror. The lead truck was still beside him, the driver still waving. Ray gritted his teeth, pushed the accelerator down. His rig surged forward. 75, 80, 85. The red trucks kept pace, effortless, like speed meant nothing to them. Ray's engine screamed. He couldn't go much faster, not safely. The lead truck started pulling ahead. Slow, deliberate. Ray remembered the voice on the CB. Don't let them pass you again. He pushed harder. 88, 90. His whole rig shook. The trailer swayed. He was risking a jackknife, a blowout, but he kept going. The red truck matched him, then pulled ahead by an inch, 2 inches. Ray's speedometer hit 92. The truck pulled even again. The driver turned, looked right at Ray. His smile was gone. His black eyes were empty, hollow. Then he mouthed 2 words. Follow us. Ray shook his head. No, hell no. The driver's face split into that too wide smile again. Then the truck surged ahead. The others followed. One by one, they passed Ray, each driver looking at him, each one smiling that wrong smile. The last truck passed. Ray watched them pull away, getting smaller, then gone. Ray eased off the gas, his hands shaking, his shirt soaked with sweat. He grabbed the CB again. Hey, whoever warned me, you there? Nothing, just static. Ray waited, then tried again. Hello? Anyone? A voice crackled through. Not the same one. This one was clearer, closer. You let them pass. I couldn't keep up. You should have tried harder. Who are you? What were those trucks? Silence. Then, the convoy. They've been running the I-80 for 40 years, looking for drivers. Looking for drivers? What does that mean? They need 6, always 6. When one drops out, they find a replacement. Ray's stomach went cold. Drops out how? Crashes, disappears. They're empty now, all 6 trucks, no one inside, just the road driving them. That's impossible. You saw them. You know it's not. Ray looked in his mirror. The road behind him was empty, dark. What happens if they catch you? The voice was quiet, sad. You join them. You drive forever, no stops, no rest. Just the convoy, just the road, forever and ever. That's insane. Yeah, it is. The line went dead. Ray drove in silence, his mind racing. He thought about pulling over, calling the cops, but what would he say? He kept driving, eyes on the road, checking his mirrors every few seconds. An hour passed. Nothing. Just empty highway. Ray started to relax. Maybe it was over. Maybe they'd moved on, found someone else. Then he saw them again. Not behind him this time. Ahead, parked on the shoulder. All 6 trucks, in a line. Lights off, engines off, waiting. Ray's breath caught. He thought about turning around, taking a different route. But the next exit was 30 miles away. He had to pass them. He slowed down, 50, 40, 30. The trucks didn't move, just sat there. Dark, silent. Ray crept past them, eyes locked forward, not looking, not breathing. He made it past the first truck, the second, the third. Then his engine died. Just stopped. No warning, no sputtering. Just dead silence. His rig coasted, slowing. He pumped the gas, turned the key. Nothing. He rolled to a stop right next to the 4th truck. Ray sat there, heart hammering, waiting. The door of the red truck opened. A man stepped out. Tall, thin, wearing coveralls. His face was pale, his eyes black. He walked to Ray's door, knocked on the window. Ray didn't move. The man knocked again, harder. "Open up, Ray." Ray's blood turned to ice. "How do you know my name?" "We've been waiting for you. You're late." "Late for what?" "The convoy. We need a 6th. Michael said you'd come." Ray's heart stopped. "What did you say?" The man smiled. "Michael, your brother. He's been driving with us for 8 years now. He misses you." "My brother is dead." "No, he's driving. Just like us. Just like you will be." "You're lying." The man pointed. Ray looked. The lead truck. The door opened. Someone stepped out. Dark coveralls, pale face, black eyes. But the build was right. The walk was right. Ray's throat closed. "Michael?" The figure walked closer, stopped at Ray's window. It was him. Older. Wrong. But him. "Hey, Ray." Michael's voice, but flat, empty. "This isn't real. You died. I was there. You were there when I crashed, not when I died. The convoy found me. Gave me a choice." "What choice?" "Drive forever. Or stop forever." "I chose to drive." Ray shook his head. "That's not living. Neither is what you've been doing. Driving alone, running from me, from what happened. You've been dead too, Ray. Just didn't know it yet." "I'm not dead. Not yet. But you're close. Couple more years of this, you'll be empty. Just like us. Might as well join now. At least we'll be together." Ray looked at his brother, at the thing wearing his brother's face. "I can't." Michael's expression didn't change. "Then we'll wait. We're patient. Eventually, everyone joins the convoy, one way or another." He turned, walked back to the lead truck, climbed in. The 6 trucks started, all at once, engines roaring. Then they pulled onto the highway, formed their line, bumper to bumper, and drove off into the dark. Ray sat there, shaking, crying. His engine started, on its own, just roared to life. He didn't question it, just put the truck in gear, drove. But he didn't head west. He turned around, headed home, to New Jersey, to the life he'd abandoned 8 years ago. He was done running, done driving alone, done carrying Michael's ghost in the passenger seat. If he kept going, he'd end up like those trucks, empty, hollow, just machinery and road. He still had time, still had a choice. He chose to stop. Behind him, far in the distance, 6 red lights flickered, then disappeared. The convoy would wait. It always did. But Ray wasn't coming back. Not tonight. Not ever. Linda had driven trucks for 15 years. She was one of the few women who stuck with it. Most quit after a year or two. Too many creeps. Too much loneliness. Too many men who thought a woman couldn't handle a rig. But Linda proved them wrong. Every single day. She ran the southern routes. Texas to Florida and back. Good money, steady work. She knew every truck stop, every shortcut, every place that was safe for a woman alone, and she knew the places that weren't. Miller's Stop was one of them. It sat on Highway 10 between San Antonio and Houston, middle of nowhere, just a gas station, a diner, and a parking lot that could hold maybe 20 trucks. Linda had stopped there once, 7 years ago. Never again. She'd pulled in around midnight, needed fuel, needed coffee. The lot was empty except for 2 trucks on the far end. The diner was open, fluorescent lights buzzing. A waitress behind the counter. Old gray hair, dead eyes. Linda ordered coffee. The waitress poured it without a word. Didn't smile, didn't speak. Just poured and walked away. The coffee tasted wrong, bitter. Like metal. Linda left it, paid for her fuel, got back on the road. But something stayed with her. A feeling. Like she'd left part of herself at Miller's Stop. She started having dreams, the same one every night. She was back at Miller's, sitting in the diner, the waitress standing over her, pouring coffee. But the coffee was black, thick, like oil. And the waitress was smiling. A smile that showed too many teeth. "You came back," the waitress said. "They always come back." Linda would wake up, heart racing, sheets soaked with sweat. It went on for weeks, then months. The same dream, every single night. She started avoiding Highway 10, took longer routes, added hours to her trips. Anything to stay away from Miller's Stop. But 7 years later, she didn't have a choice. Her dispatcher gave her a rush load, San Antonio to Houston, no detours, no delays, straight shot on the 10. Linda tried to argue, said she'd take a different route, but the dispatcher was firm. The load was time-sensitive. She had to take the 10. Linda drove, jaw clenched, hands tight on the wheel. She told herself she'd drive past Miller's, wouldn't stop. Didn't matter if she needed fuel. She'd make it to Houston on fumes if she had to. But as she got closer, her fuel gauge dropped. Fast. Too fast. She'd filled up that morning. Full tank. Should have been fine. But the needle kept falling. Half, quarter, empty. Linda's stomach twisted. This wasn't possible. She checked for leaks. Nothing. The gauge had to be broken. Had to be. But her engine started sputtering. 20 miles from Miller's Stop, her truck died. Linda coasted to the shoulder, tried the ignition. Nothing, not even a click. She grabbed her phone. No signal. She sat there, breathing hard, looking down the dark highway. She knew what she had to do. Miller's Stop was 20 miles back. She'd passed it 10 minutes ago. She could walk, flag down another truck. Or she could wait, hope someone stopped to help. But the highway was empty. No lights, no cars, just darkness. Linda grabbed her flashlight, started walking. The night was hot, humid, Texas summer. Her shirt stuck to her back, sweat dripped into her eyes. She walked for an hour, maybe more. The highway stretched on forever. Then she saw lights, flickering, weak. But there, Miller's Stop. Linda's legs felt heavy, like she was walking through mud, every step harder than the last, but she kept going. The parking lot came into view, empty, no trucks, no cars, just the diner. Lights on, door open. Linda walked across the lot. Her footsteps echoed, too loud. She pushed the door open. The bell above it rang, sharp. piercing. The diner looked exactly the same. Same booths, same counter, same buzzing fluorescent lights, and the same waitress, standing behind the counter, gray hair, dead eyes. Only now she was smiling. "Welcome back, Linda." Linda's blood went cold. "How do you know my name?" "I know all the names, everyone who stops here. I remember them all." Linda backed toward the door. "I just need to use your phone. My truck broke down." "Your truck is fine." "No, it's not. It died on the highway." The waitress tilted her head. "Did it? Or did you just need an excuse to come back?" "I didn't want to come back." "Everyone says that, but they always come back. You've been dreaming about this place, haven't you?" Linda's throat went dry. "How do you know that?" "Because Miller's remembers. Once you stop here, it holds on to you. A little piece, just enough." "That's insane." The waitress shrugged. "Maybe, but you're here. After 7 years of avoiding this place, after all those nightmares, you're here." Linda looked around. The diner felt smaller, the walls closer, the air thicker. "What do you want from me?" "Nothing. Miller's already has what it needs." "What does that mean?" The waitress gestured to the booths. "Sit, I'll show you." Linda didn't move. "I'm leaving." "You can't, not yet." "Watch me." Linda turned, grabbed the door handle. It wouldn't move. She pulled harder. Nothing. The door was locked, but there was no lock, no deadbolt. "I told you," the waitress said. "You can't leave, not until Miller's is done with you." Linda spun around. "Done with me? What the hell does that mean?" The waitress walked out from behind the counter. Slow, steady. 7 years ago, you stopped here. You drank the coffee. Not much, just a sip. But that was enough. Enough for what? For Miller's to taste you, to know you, to hold on to you. Linda backed against the door. "You're crazy." "Am I?" "Then why have you been dreaming about this place? Why did your truck die exactly 20 miles away? Why are you here?" Linda didn't answer. Couldn't answer. The waitress smiled. "Miller's is hungry, Linda. It feeds on drivers, on their loneliness, their fear, all those hours alone on the road, all that isolation. It builds up, fills you, makes you heavy. That's not real." "Isn't it? You've been alone for 15 years. No partner, no family waiting at home, just the road, just the truck. Don't you feel it? The weight?" Linda's chest tightened. Her eyes burned. Because the waitress was right. She did feel it. Every day, every mile. The weight of being alone, of having no one, of driving through the dark with only her thoughts. "Miller's takes that weight," the waitress said softly, "takes it and feeds on it, and once it's had a taste, it never lets go, not completely." "Then what do you want from me?" "Just what you already gave, your loneliness, your fear, the part of you that feels empty." Linda wiped her eyes. "I want to leave." "Then leave. The door's open now." Linda turned. The door swung open, easy, like it was never locked. She stepped outside. The parking lot stretched before her, dark, empty. Her truck sat at the far end. Linda blinked. That wasn't possible. Her truck was 20 miles down the highway, broken down, dead. But there it was, engine running, lights on. Linda walked to it, climbed inside. Everything looked normal. Fuel gauge read full. She put it in gear, drove out of the lot. In her mirror, Miller's stop shrank, then disappeared. Linda drove for an hour, 2 hours. The highway stretched on, empty, dark. Then she saw lights ahead, a truck stop, fluorescent lights, parking lot. She got closer. Her stomach dropped. It was Miller's stop. Same building, same sign, same empty lot. Linda kept driving, past it, kept going. 10 miles later, there it was again. Miller's stop. Waiting. Linda's hands shook. She grabbed her phone. No signal. She drove faster, 60, 70, 80. But every 10 miles, Miller's appeared. Over and over. Endless. Linda screamed, slammed the brakes, pulled over. She sat there, breathing hard, crying. Her CB crackled. A voice came through. Female, tired. "Don't stop, Linda, keep driving." "Who is this?" "Someone like you, someone who stopped at Miller's." "How do I get out? How do I leave?" Silence. Then, "You don't. Miller's never lets go. Not completely. You'll drive past it forever. Some nights you'll make it through. Some nights you won't, but it'll always be there. Waiting." "That's not fair." "No, it's not. But that's the road. That's the price we pay for being alone, for choosing this life." The line went dead. Linda sat there. The highway stretched ahead. Dark. Empty. She knew what was waiting. 10 miles down. Then 10 miles after that. Miller's stop. Forever. She put the truck in gear, started driving. Because that's what truckers do. They drive, even when the road never ends, even when there's no destination, even when they're alone. They drive. And somewhere in the dark, Miller's stop waited. It always did.